The Galactic Council's security checkpoint had processed thousands of species over its 3-century operation. Chief Security Officer Vaxthor had seen delegates arrive with ceremonial blades, energy shields, and even once, a Krillnax ambassador who considered his acidic saliva a personal defense mechanism. But nothing, absolutely nothing, had prepared him for human ambassador Sarah Chen. All weapons must be surrendered before entering the council chambers, Vaxthor announced, his translator rendering his clicking mandibles into flat, bureaucratic standard. This is non-negotiable. Sarah smiled pleasantly. Of course, just following protocol. She reached into her jacket pocket and produced a standard plasma pistol, placing it on the scanning tray. Vaxthor nodded approvingly. Then she reached into another pocket and pulled out a combat knife. Then another pocket revealed a second pistol. Then a fourth pocket contained a laser pen that doubled as a cutting torch. Vaxthor's antennae twitched with confusion as Sarah continued. A collapsible baton from her left hip pocket. Brass knuckles from her right. A garrote wire from an inner jacket pocket. Throwing stars from yet another compartment he hadn't even noticed in her clothing. How many pockets does that garment have? Asked Zintala, Vaxthor's assistant, leaning closer to the screen displaying the scanner feed. I'm beginning to wonder that myself, Vaxthor muttered. Sarah was still going. From her boots she extracted 2 more knives, one from each. Her belt buckle, she explained apologetically, was actually a small explosive device for emergency situations. The decorative pins on her lapels, micro-dart launchers, the watch on her wrist could emit an electromagnetic pulse. Her ring contained a poison needle. Her other ring contained an antidote to the poison needle. That's 23 weapons, Zintala counted, her voice rising with disbelief. I'm not done, Sarah said cheerfully, unbuttoning her jacket to reveal an elaborate vest underneath with what appeared to be dozens more pockets. The vest alone yielded another 15 weapons. Flash grenades, smoke pellets, a telescoping staff, more knives of varying sizes, a neural disruptor, chemical irritants, a grappling hook, 2 more pistols of different makes, plasma charges, a medical injector that Vaxthor strongly suspected could also be weaponized, and something Sarah called zip ties that she claimed could be used for restraint. 38, Zintala whispered, now recording the inventory for what was surely going to be a landmark report in council security history. Sarah removed her jacket and vest entirely, revealing a simple shirt and pants. There's more, she announced. Vaxthor's thorax deflated. More. From her pants alone, Sarah produced 9 additional items. Another knife strapped to her thigh, a garrote disguised as a belt, collapsible tactical goggles, a signal jammer lockpicking tools, a multi-tool that unfolded into something resembling a small armory, wire, ball bearings, and a slingshot she'd apparently fashioned from elastic materials. 47, Zintala said faintly. Okay, Sarah clapped her hands together. I think that's everything from my pockets. Vaxthor felt the tension leave his body. Finally, this madness was... But I should probably mention the subdermal implants, Sarah added casually. The what? Vaxthor's translator nearly short-circuited trying to convey his distress. Sarah tapped her left forearm. Monofilament wire here. Retractable blade in my right forearm. Emergency beacon in my shoulder. Not exactly a weapon, but you might want to know about it. Oh, and my back teeth are fake. 2 of them are cyanide capsules for if I'm captured, and 1 is a micro-explosive. Don't worry, they're all biometrically locked to my DNA. You have explosives in your mouth? Zintala had abandoned all professional composure. Just a small one. More of a last resort thing. Vaxthor activated his emergency comm. I need a medical team at Checkpoint 7. Full spectrum scanning equipment. And someone get me the human delegation's dossier now. While they waited, Sarah stood patiently, hands clasped in front of her. The pile of weapons on the scanning tray had grown so large that Zintala had to requisition 2 additional trays. The medical scanner arrived, operated by a bewildered Horthian doctor who'd never been called to a security checkpoint before. The scan revealed to everyone's horror that Sarah had been understating her arsenal. The implants included not just the items she'd mentioned, but also reinforced bones that could be used as striking weapons, a subcutaneous mesh that served as light armor, and nanobots in her bloodstream that could apparently be reprogrammed for various combat applications. Ambassador Chen, Vaxthor said, his voice strained, Why does a diplomatic envoy require this level of armament? Sarah shrugged. Have you read human history? Our diplomats have a dangerous job. Plus, Earth's insurance policies for off-world travel are really specific about minimum safety equipment. Minimum? Sintala squeaked. I travel light for diplomatic missions, Sarah explained. My colleague Jenkins is former military. You should see what he carries. Vaxthor made a note to ensure this Jenkins character was never assigned to his checkpoint. Ambassador, even with all of this removed, Vaxthor gestured at the small mountain of weaponry. Our scanners indicate you could still pose a significant threat. Your physical body itself appears to be weaponized. Well, yes, Sarah agreed. Humans are persistence predators from a high-gravity death world. Even unarmed, we're pretty dangerous. That's just biology. You can't exactly ask me to leave my bones and muscles at the door. Vaxthor consulted his regulations. Nowhere in the 3-century-old document did it address a species that was inherently weaponized at a biological level. The rules had been written by beings who could be trusted to be fragile without their tools. I suppose, he said slowly, that we must allow you to proceed. But know that you will be under constant surveillance. That's fine, Sarah said brightly. Should I take my weapons with me when I leave, or? Vaxthor looked at the pile. It would require a cargo hauler to transport. We will arrange for secure storage. As Sarah walked toward the council chambers, already surrounded by a nervous security detail, Zintala turned to her superior. Sir, there are 18 more humans in the delegation. Vaxthor closed all 4 of his eyes. I'm retiring. Effective immediately. Process the paperwork. Behind them, Sarah's voice drifted back cheerfully. Oh, I forgot to mention, my hairpins are also lockpicks. Vaxthor didn't respond. He was already composing his resignation letter in his head, wondering if there was a peaceful monastery somewhere in the galaxy that didn't allow humans to visit. The weapon count, for the official record, ended at 53 documented items, plus approximately 17 biological features that could be weaponized. The Council would spend the next 6 months revising their security protocols. Humans, they concluded, required an entirely new category of screening procedures. And